if you were on the last call that we did about Facebook advertising, I really got into kind of a strategy question, right? Because I think a lot of people, they think about Facebook, but they don't think, they don't really look at it as a really important part of your business, meaning it's an awesome place to build a brand. And it's definitely a great place to get leads. And right now, if you're not familiar with this, we have the ability to get leads with phone numbers and leads, sorry, it's my browser's acting really weird, and get leads for both buyers and sellers, okay? So, and also what you gotta know is it doesn't matter if you have listings or if you don't have listings. We're gonna have the ability to, for you to generate leads, right? So let me look here. If you're not aware of this, you can actually search our mastermind group. And you'll know, if you look for the words recorded webinar, you're always going to see my recorded webinars. And this one here, I really recommend that you watch, which really talks about a broad strategy of consistently running ads. And meaning you need to run at least a couple of weeks every week and run different kinds of ads. But that call really boils it down. And I think that if you want to have great lead gen, you should definitely have a Facebook strategy. You should by all means. Like I can tell you, with 100% certainty, there are a lot of ways that agents spend money on getting leads, right? And some of those ways are great and most of them are not. And so we know, because that's all we've been doing for 11 years, is how can we get leads for our clients? We can see that, well, one of the best places is Facebook. And you may not know this, but we actually added the ability to run ads in Facebook in 30 seconds and get leads with phone numbers. And I think a lot of our clients don't even know that that's there yet. And so I definitely want you to know that, right, to understand that. And so where we go to start that whole program is on the ads tab. It says new here, and when you go here to this tab, my ads tab is going to look pretty flashy. There's a bunch of stuff here. If you've never come to this page, there will be one big blue button that says connect to Facebook, and there will be a little video right beneath it. That video is only 2 minutes long. I recommend that you watch it because it's going to show you exactly how to connect your Facebook account correctly. And once you've connected it correctly, you're going to have these types of, these 3 buttons here, okay? So today I don't want to talk about the broad strategy of a consistent ad budget, because that's right here on April 1st. And you're welcome to watch it, and you by all means should watch it if you don't have a real strategy. You may not know this, but I will tell you about Facebook in general. 71% of adults spend 40 minutes every day on Facebook, right? 40 minutes. And you know what they're doing? They're just looking, they're just scrolling through their phone, or they're scrolling through here's my friend with her dog in a diaper. That's exactly what Facebook is about. It's like, what did you eat? What are my relatives doing? What are my friends doing? It's my friend's birthday. And then right here, right there, while we're looking at stuff, while people are looking every day, there's going to be an ad. And that's the power of ads, right? Here's my great friend here. You keep scrolling through, you see all the fun stuff, and all the things that your friends are putting, everybody that you follow, it's right here. But your ads that you create with these 3 green buttons, they show up right here. So as people are flipping through, they're going to see your ads. And that's why you need to have a real strategy, a real, consistent ad strategy for Facebook. All right. So today we're going to talk about what to do for buyers, and then we're going to talk about what to do for sellers. And for buyers, I want to say, create listing ad makes a lot of sense, right? And I'm going to start here with just a home that's open house. All right. Now you could do it with any of the listings in your account. You also don't need your own listings, right? I mean, you do need to borrow a listing, and I'll explain that in a minute. But let's just say this listing is in my account, and you can see the ad over here in the right. It says it's sponsored by Listings to Leads, but this is going to be sponsored by your business page. So all this that we're looking at on the right here is all going to show up right here. That's my dog, by the way. That's my dog Buddy, and my friend just painted this painting of it, which is awesome. So that's that's where the ads are going. And then when you click on the ad, there's going to be a form. It's this form here that pops up, and you'll notice it already says full name, email, and phone number. So here's the thing that's so powerful about this. This form, when that ad that I showed you right here pops up on this page, and somebody clicks on the Learn More button, well, this form pops up. And when this form pops up, it pops up on the right, and their name and phone number and email is already inside of there. They don't have to type it in. That's because we all have our name, email, and phone numbers in there, because you need it just to access your own account. That's why this is so incredibly powerful. Okay, so you click create the form down here, you type in the location, and you click publish. Now, when you click publish, you're accepting our $35 ad for 7 days. You can change that. You can make it higher. You can shorten it, whatever you want. But these are the things you got to do: create the form, publish the form, type in the location, and then publish this ad. Right? So it's very easy, because I'm kind of talking about a bunch of things. It takes you probably 15-30 seconds to create this ad. So what I want to point out, though, is that if you want buyer leads with phone numbers, the very best way is to run an ad with a listing. Now, I'm going to go to my listings page, and let's imagine that I don't have any listings, okay? I really recommend that you borrow a listing. And right here, it says add listing, and you can grab listing. And if you've spoken to one of your colleagues and say, hey, I want to, can I borrow your listing to go get some buyers? And they say, yeah, you just drop in the zip code and you drop in the MLS ID. You turn this off so we don't make a YouTube video for you on that property, and we grab it. You can also use the HUD store if you want to market HUD homes, right? And then at that point, you don't need to have it as your listing. But the grab active listing is really the way of doing that. Go find somebody who's fine with you marketing their home to get buyers. And then it will be here on this list. And then you go over to the ads page and you run a listing ad, just like I showed you, right? So the one thing about that is, and I want to stress this, for buyer leads with phone numbers, that is the top thing you can do. Get a listing and click this create listing button, choose your listing, and make sure that this property is for sale, not in contract and not sold. All right. I know it might be obvious, but just in case, it's something for sale or coming soon or just listed. Leave it on lead ads. That's the form that we're talking about. It's got pre-populated phone numbers. And click create new form. Create the form here at the bottom. Type into the location, the city. You can change the radius to like 30 miles if you want, and click publish. Okay, that is the #1 way to get buyers. All right. Now I'm going to show you something in my landing page section. Okay. Well, first, before I show you that, notice that on the ads tab, there were 3 kinds of ads I could run: a listing ad, a landing page ad, and a PDF report ad. Okay. So we're going to get in, let's talk about the landing page ad. So if I go to my landing pages, Listings to Leads has already automatically created a few landing pages for you. One of them is new construction. So this is already sitting in your account about, and it doesn't usually by default have this timer here, but you can customize it. You can add a timer, you can change the language over here. But this landing pages is for buyers, and it's for new construction, right? Now, I also created a custom buyer landing page, and my custom buyer landing page has this super sweet video in the background, and it looks really good, but it's for buyers for a particular development, right? So you can create different kinds of landing pages, and if you're doing a niche market or a specialized market, you by all means, I think, should create a landing page, right? Golf course properties, horse properties, waterfront properties. These are all unique things, not just the general story of real estate. Maybe it's a particular neighborhood or development. I have a big video running here. You can also have a small video where that clock is ticking there. You can have a small YouTube video, and maybe it's you talking about some awesome neighborhood where you work, and that you would like to help them. They can find out more information by clicking that green button, right? So creating a landing page for buyers is smart. It's definitely smart if it's a particular niche in the real estate space. But I want to point out, if we think of new construction, right? So there's that new construction landing page. Let's go over here to ads. And how would I run that ad for that page? Well, let's just go look. I go to ads, I click create landing page ad, I leave it on lead ad so I get all my leads with phone numbers, and I click on new construction and click create ad. All right. And now this looks like this is driving, it's got a different look. I click create new form, I type in the location, I expand my radius, and I publish, right? So what I want to explain here is this does capture leads. But this might be obvious, but I'm going to say it because I see these questions come up all the time in the mastermind. If there are 100 buyers in your market, and there are probably more than 100, but if there were just 100, what percentage of those people want new construction? I honestly don't have the answer, but it's not 100% of those buyers. I know that. It might be 5 or 10%. So what does that mean? That means that the same ad with the same ad budget and the same time, it's not going to perform as well as that home that was for sale that we did a few minutes ago. Because as you know, listings are tight and people want to buy homes, and they're not terribly worried about new construction. They're really more worried about a price range in an area, right? And that's where you tailor your messaging to that. So I often hear agents come in the mastermind group, say, oh, I ran this ad and I got 2 or 3 leads. Well, that makes complete sense to me, because that's, not everybody is looking for new construction. So if you ran a home that's for sale, they say, I've got a home for sale in this area, click to find out, everybody's looking for a home, right? So this is a way to get buyers. It's not the best way to get buyers. The best way is to market a listing, whether it's your own or not, right? And like I said, I had a custom landing. I have a custom new construction for this development for buyers. Different look, different message. This is even a tighter niche. This is like a particular development in one big massive county, right? So now we're just tightening our funnel so tight that yes, maybe the buyer lead will be higher quality because they can see it's that particular neighborhood, it's that particular story. So if they're responding, they have a need for that, right? They want that. But it's not everybody. So your lead gen becomes smaller, all right? So let's go back to the ads tab and let's go talk about what is this last button, PDF reports. Create a PDF report ad. Well, you may not know this, but we have created 50 PDF reports, 50. 25 are for sellers and 25 are for buyers, right? So if you want to talk to buyers, home buyer questions, homeowner ownership numbers that matter, how much it costs, relocation guide. Let's just choose relocation guide, right? So you get it. You kind of find the titles that you want to put out there. And if you want buyers, when they respond, you create the form, you type the location, publish. When they respond to this, we're going to give them a link that they can download the report, and the report has your contact information and your logo. Okay. So it's branded to you. It's not like, it's not War and Peace. It's not super deep, but it's definitely, we wrote them, we are confident about them, and they give high level information. And basically it starts the conversation. And I do recommend running these kinds of PDF report ads pretty much once a week, either a landing page or a PDF report ad every week. Maybe a mix for buyers and then some for sellers, right? Because as a realtor, you are basically a resource in real estate, right? You are the expert, you are the one with the knowledge, and with running these ads for 20 or 30 bucks, you're going to be giving people information on real estate that they want, and they're going to know that you're the resource, right? So again, if I run an ad like this, like a relocation guide for local home buyers, well, maybe, it will get some leads. It won't get as many leads as a home for sale right now. So I just want to kind of point that out. I definitely recommend that, one, you go look at my strategy thing here. And two, when you do that, watch that, you're going to find out that I am telling people to run listing ads every week and to run either a landing page or a PDF report every week as well. That's kind of 2 ads per week minimum for all of you always. You'll end up with 100 or 200 leads. Some will be buyers and some will be sellers. Okay, so that's the buyer side of that question. Are there any questions for you right now that you have about trying to get buyer leads on Facebook? And go ahead and put it in the chat panel if you want, and I'll answer that. So while I'm waiting for that, we're going to jump into seller leads, right? And on the seller leads, let me point out a couple of things. First, Facebook is not the top place for seller leads, okay? That's like first and foremost. And I want to stress this because almost every day, I see an agent say, oh, I ran it out on Facebook for home value and it didn't work, or I got 2 leads or whatever. And God bless that person, because I don't know how long you guys have been realtors, but home valuation landing pages have probably been around 5 years, 6 years, maybe longer. Instant valuation, that kind of stuff. And running ads on Facebook has been talked about. We've trained on it week after week for years and years. And there was a great time where that was an awesome strategy, okay? But that is not the best way of getting listing leads anymore. So on our homepage, you may not know this, if you go to the very bottom of our homepage, there's a section called Quick Links. And there's a section called Blog. And I'm going to give you one of these blogs posts in just a minute. You're going to see here that we've got some really awesome stuff happening with Facebook, which I just showed you. But you'll also see this post here. See how Pat got 3 new listings in one building. She actually has more listings now because that's kind of a little bit dated. So one condominium building, she's pulled in more than 3 listings from one tool. Guess what? It has nothing to do with Facebook. Right now, this guy here, 490 leads of phone numbers, that's from Facebook, right? Facebook is awesome for buyers. And then right here, here's Chris getting 5 listings in his own neighborhood last summer in the middle of this COVID lockdown and an inventory crisis in real estate. This guy is pulling 5 listings in his own neighborhood in 3 months. Guess what? That has nothing to do with Facebook, okay? He's got a video that he puts out on Facebook, but that's not the crux of why he's got all those listings. And the point of me yammering on here is that this particular post with realtors stuck inside has the 3rd call is top 7 seller lead gen tools. If you want listings, you need to know about those top 7 tools, okay? Now, the number 1 tool on that list is the tool that Chris and Pat are talking about of how they're getting all these listings. Now, I just sent you this whole page. It should have popped up in the GoToMeeting chat panel. I recommend you open it and you save it. If you want listings, you watch this call right away. If you want to see how to create Facebook ads, watch this call. If you want to hear about how to market your listings, whether they're yours or borrowed, that one. And if you don't have any listings, watch video number 4. Okay? This is a really great page. It looks pretty dead, but man, this is solid. This thing is solid right here. So the point of all that is to say that since we're going to talk about getting listing leads, I'm going to tell you, before I tell you anything about Facebook, that the number one way of getting listing leads has nothing to do with Facebook. Okay? And now you have the video and you can go watch that, and that's going to help increase your listing business. So, but what can we do with Facebook, right? What can we do? There are 3 things. You could create a listing ad, but you want to market a listing that's in contract or under contract or sold, because the call to actions, you want to leave it on lead forms, you want to create the ad, and you want to create your form here, type in your location here, and put your budget. Now, I want to point out a couple things about doing this sort of thing, okay? First of all, when you do your radius, you got a 15-mile radius. Right now, because the market is hot on the seller side, often homes sit in the market not for very long, for like a week. And if that happened to you, you should be stating that. If this says this home is sold and we went into contract in 7 days, right? Did it go, 50K above asking? I see that happening all the time. And you might say, I have 7 more buyers, right? Or 6 more buyers, or whatever it is, right? Because these are all incentives. When somebody sees a sold ad, I can pretty much guarantee you buyers don't click on sold ads. Homeowners click on sold ads. And you're offering a free home value, right? So if you just sold a home, or even if you helped an agent buy, if you helped that person buy a home, well, you now know that it's sold. So you could put that home in your account and run an ad, say this just sold. Now, maybe you can't say I've got a bunch of buyers or whatever, but you can tell them that, how quickly it went into contract and all that stuff. These things are important. They're often ignored by agents, but let me just explain something to you. I know that you're realtors. I'm going to assume you're realtors if you're on this call with me. And selling a home is your business, right? You do this all the time, and as difficult as it is, that is what you do for a living. But for people like me who own a home, selling a home is not an exciting, experience. It's really close to the root canals, that kind of experience. I don't really want to deal with what I'm going to have to deal with in selling a home. So if you're able to tell me in an ad that you can get more money than I'm hoping, or that you're able to do this quickly, and you got a bunch of buyers, I am going to be more interested in talking to you if I can get, if I'm thinking of selling my home. So these things you should add on your homes, right? When you're running a listing ad. Now, you also notice we can create a landing page ad, and what would be an obvious landing page? Free home values, right? Now, this is the one that has been used by agents all over the country for years. So there's a couple of reasons. When I sent you that link, right? I sent you that link with all the calls, and it has the top 7 seller lead gen tools. You know what's at the bottom of that 7, with the number 7 tool thing to do? It's actually creating an ad just like this. That means it's the last thing we're suggesting. And honestly, I'm going to show you some new technology. It's basically going further down the list, because the newer stuff that we've got is better than running a home valuation ad. So, and there's some reasons for this. When you create a home value add, you usually are talking about a particular area, right? Like I live in Lafayette. So let me kind of show you what that might look like. So I live in Lafayette and I want to create a home valuation landing page ad for Lafayette. And I think I have one right here, right? So I'm going to do it like this. And you'll see, well, there's going to be some picture over there, but it's talking about Lafayette. Now the problem, number one problem, is that I can't actually target Lafayette anymore. I can type in Lafayette, right? And let me show you what happens. It's going to be Lafayette with a minimum radius of 15 miles. So where I live, these are radically different towns. That's Berkeley, that's Pittsburgh, that's Martinez, that's Alamo, that's even Oakland. And the prices of homes of that radius range from 300,000, maybe even 250,000 to 4 or 5 million in that one radius. And I own a home in Lafayette, which is a fairly expensive place to own a home. So I am not, if this ad shows up in Alamo, 5 miles away, where homes are minimally twice as expensive as mine, I might click on your ad and chew up $5 of your ad budget. But when I look at it and it says, oh, this is just about Lafayette, I'll leave. So I take your money and you don't get a lead, right? Or, and basically it's that inability to really target on a home value add. It makes it really not very effective. The other thing that makes this kind of thing not very effective is agents have been doing it for years. And like I tell you, we got agents every day of the week at Listings to Leads still want to run these ads. They don't work very well, but they want to do it. So I'm showing you how to do it. I'm explaining to you why it's at the bottom of our list. And I'm also going to tell you, you should run an ad like this once a month. And that is because you should be telling the market that you can give them a free home value, right? That's you as a realtor. They should know, hey, I'm thinking of selling my home. I know that realtor always says they can help me get that home value. So that's why you should do that. Because if you run a $30 ad like this, probably 1,000 or 2,000 people are going to see it. They're going to see that you are that kind of professional. Okay, so that's running a home value ad. It was at the bottom of our list, the top 7 tools. It's going to get pushed down that list because we got something new, and I'm going to show you it right now. It's this section here. We looked at it earlier. It's the PDF report ad. Remember, I said we have 25 reports for buyers, but we also have 25 reports for sellers. And people are running ads of these, and they're getting really good leads because these are important questions, right, for a homeowner. Not everybody is going to click on that. The only people who are going to click on it are people that are really thinking seriously about selling their home. So it's not, these are information people. You do have to drip on them. You do have to work on converting them. But you're offering real value about trying to sell your home. And as you notice, we've got a lot of different topics. So I really recommend that you are running, a version of either for buyers or for sellers every week. And as you're putting those out, a few thousand people see that ad every week. You're building your brand every week, and you're capturing leads every week, right? In this case, because these are for sellers, you're getting seller leads. So that's kind of the story here, right? Facebook is awesome for building your brand. As you can see, the way I've been kind of going through this, it's dead simple to create an ad today. And it's incredibly effective at getting leads with phone numbers. And that's really the message that I want you to know, right? Facebook is great for building a brand, it's great for getting buyers, and it's great for getting sellers, whether you have listings or you don't have listings. All right. So any questions on what I've just shown you? Because that's kind of all I know. Is there anything kind of unique or any questions that you have about Facebook or even about listings to leads? Well, I don't see any. I hope this answered some questions for you. I hope you can see that it's super easy to create ads. And like I said, this strategy call sort of discusses what that ad budget should look like. That basically you should, if you're in real estate, you should be spending minimally $200 a month on ads on Facebook. You can see here that you can run an ad in 30 seconds. So it's not a huge time commitment. And 200 bucks isn't a huge investment, especially when you consider that $200 of ads on Facebook will have your business page seen by somewhere between 15,000 and 2,000 people, 20,000 people every month. You're going to build your brand by running 8 ads for 200 bucks every month. And yeah, you're going to get 150, 100, 150 leads every month too. So that's a story. I don't see any questions. I hope you understood what I was saying. If you're not in the mastermind group, by all means, get in the mastermind group. And inside listings leads, if you have any questions, feel free. Our support team is awesome. They're right here. And put your question right in that box because everybody watches that. And Scott and I are going to be over in Phoenix in early May. If you're in that area, let our support team know. We're going to be doing a live class on the top on all ways of getting listing leads in Phoenix, Arizona, actually in Tempe. Does the system automatically send buyer and seller to separate drip campaigns? No, Rosetta, it doesn't. You should, let me answer that question in depth. On your profile, there is a section that says CRM integration. And you should configure your CRM to listings to leads so that we send it there and your CRM does its unique drip campaign. When I click on the link above, it is another language. Can you please show within the website to find the training links? That's weird. Okay, so Scott, I think our training links are over here where in my account it says profile and down low it says tutorials and support. And this is what it looks like here. Now you can go into getting started in social media advertising and landing pages and listings. And I think as you go in there, it kind of has more links, right? And so if we go over to social media advertising, you're going to see all kinds of things. Our bots, our articles on Facebook. But honestly, and I don't really even know it's here. I know we're cleaning this up. I do recommend that if you go in our mastermind group, that you use the magnifying glass and look for recorded webinars, and you'll see things there. KW Command, yes, Catherine, we do connect to KW Command. I don't remember how. Sorry, there are just so many CRMs. But the support team will be able to point you in the right direction. Are we coming to Dallas? Sheila, I do need to get down there at some point, but we don't have anything scheduled yet. So I've got a couple of big office clients that I want to get into the Dallas area. I just don't have it there. Are you a single agent there, Sheila? Are you part of an office, or are you a lender, or what? Can buyers agents run an ad on a pending home? Yes, Margaret. So if you're the buyer's agent, if you're helping the homeowner buy a home, or you're helping somebody buy a home and it goes into contract, well, you know it's pending, right? So you could pull it in there and still run an ad on it. And then when it goes sold, you can change it and go to sold, right? And use that and market it then. How do you set property valuation to auto send monthly property valuation updates? That's a great question, Andre. You don't. We don't have that kind of, oh, actually, no, that's not true. That is not true. You see, it's good that you get my dusty old brain COVID hassled. I can't remember anything, but yeah. So if you go to either your free home values or you go to your property valuation plus and click on edit on any of these pages, first of all, I'm going to just say you should edit, you should put a photograph in the background, just like I have, of your local community, right? But click on advanced options and you will see follow-up. And you check that box that says send a email the first week of every month. And that will give your updated valuation. Good question, and I appreciate that you jogged my brain there. Okay. So do we use in contract or under contract? Rosetta, that's really whatever your MLS says. We actually have both, and MLSs have their, sometimes this legal thing of you have to market it one way or another, and that's how you have both. So yeah, Sheila, I don't really have any plans to be in Dallas. I know we're going to be, I think for me personally, I plan to be in the New York, New Jersey region this year. I've got a lot of offices that I've set up there, and I need to get, I need to get over there. I'm just waiting for a little more. My second vaccination, probably I'll feel better about making plans to travel around. So, but I don't have anything inside of Dallas plan. Great, Scott. Yeah, look at the past recordings. And also, if you have a particular question, like one, I would say you can go look at a recorded webinar inside the mastermind group and you'll see the titles. I could put it very clearly. But if you go to our support page and just tell the team right here in this box what you need, they're going to send you something. They'll answer your question or they'll send you a resource. We've got that recorded kind of webinar to answer a particular question. Okay, buddy, be cool. So any other questions? I will tell you this, just in case, because I don't know how long you guys have been clients, but when you go to the Get Started page inside your account, we have added, this is our wizard. If you're a new client, you get dropped here automatically, right? There are some important things that this does. One, the wizard now helps you create a listing ad in a few seconds. It also sets up your social media auto posting. And that's something that I definitely recommend for all of you. Let me, before I go, I just want to show you this. Because we launched social media auto posting, I think it was a year ago. And social media auto posting is awesome because it posts to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And when you go look in your listings, you can see that we're posting it right here. It said it was auto posted on this date. So when we post it, it's really great, right? It's really great, and I'm going to show it to you real quick. Right, there's emojis, there's hashtags, there's a big colorful picture, there's a big banner. If I click on it, you're going to see a landing page is going to capture your contact information, and that's awesome. Now, it just doesn't generate a whole lot of leads. And I'm going to click on this one on Facebook, and let's see if it's there. Sometimes Scott deletes them, so we'll see. Maybe it's already gone. Yeah, it's already gone. So let me show you our listings to leads business page and explain to you what auto posting is, okay? Auto posting means if you put a listing in your account, we're going to post it up to your business page and to your Twitter and LinkedIn accounts. And a lot of people feel like that's great, right? And it is great. It's great in a listing presentation for sure to say, yeah, when you sell through me, I'm going to put your listing up on YouTube. I'm going to put a virtual tour on YouTube. I'm going to put it on Twitter. on my business page, and I'm going to put it on LinkedIn and stuff like that. But I want to show you, I'm scrolling through a bunch of listings or a bunch of postings here because I want to show you, like, here we're doing a free coaching event, right? I don't even know when this is. I guess so. This is posted on April 8th, okay? And 88 people have seen it. 88 people, okay? This was posted on April 8th. 255 people. 258, right? Oh yeah, we've got these great, oh God, these things are making me crazy with the open mouth thing. But anyway, like this one, oh, well, this one was boosted. So somebody saw, so it was seen by 1,300 people. But here, 381, right? 199. Here, I put this recorded webinar up here too. Only 125 people saw it. But here's the kicker. We have 13,000 people following our business page. 13,000. So why is this number so low when we post things, when we auto post, or if I hand write anything, or if anything I put in that on our business page, it never gets over 500 people, right? The reason is Facebook. Facebook doesn't, it's not their business. It's not their business to have your post that you put on your own business page reach everybody that follows your page. That's not their business model. Their business model is to get money from you. And boosting or running ads is how they get money. And then, well, now thousands of people see it, okay? The problem, I will tell you, and I want to be really clear with this, boosting can be really effective and boosting can waste your time and money. So I actually don't recommend boosting anymore because I don't want to have to teach you when it's right and when it's wrong and what you got to do, and because it's different. If I just say, hey, if you want to reach thousands of people and collect leads, anytime, go to the ads tab if you're in real estate. Do your advertising through this. Don't boost anymore so that you don't waste any money on boosting anymore. That's really the story that I wanted to explain to you. Social media auto posting is awesome from a listing presentation perspective. You will get some leads. Our clients get really excited, especially new clients, like, oh my God, I just signed up and in 2 hours I got leads. I didn't do anything. I just clicked the buttons and boom. And that's great, right? And that's great for a client that doesn't know a lot about lead generation. A lot of our clients do know a lot about lead generation, and they're focused on getting hundreds of leads every month. And they know, like I'm telling you, that boosting is not always effective. You really got to know what you're doing there to be effective on boosting. If you want to be effective with a Facebook ad strategy, use our ads tab. Well, guys, I appreciate the questions and I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I think that's it. That's all I can say unless you've got more questions. Thanks for hanging out with me. Get in our mastermind group. My apologies for all these open mouth ads, which our marketing guy thinks is like great. But you guys keep safe. Yeah, this is being recorded, Andre. And just like I said, you can find it in our mastermind group by searching for the words recorded webinar. Thanks, everybody. Take it easy. Keep safe.